This is Houston. Say again, please.
Houston, we've had a problem.
Hey, where's your commanding officer?
Over there.
Come.
Sergeant,
Sir, what Her Majesty's Knights do?
why haven't you secured the perimeter?
We heard things up there. Safer to stay back.
Like safety.
Do you hear that?
Where are the rest of the rebels?
Exactly. It's dead silent. Something's not right. Galahad, did you?
I saw it.
So what?
Half-breeds.
They're converging from the hospital.
We need to disperse them. Quickly.
Call it in.
Sentinel-5, this is Galahad. Do you copy?
Sir Galahad, this is Sentinel-5. On standby.
Sentinel-5, requesting an immediate sonar payload drop.
Confirming Galton payload deployment. Requesting visual beacon for target location.
Damn it. Who has a transmitter?
Here, monsieur. Use my communicator.
Oh, the lad's useful after all.
Locking on beacon. Releasing anchor. Galton deployment in 5, 4, 3, 2,
Incoming! All devices off!
1.
That's our window. Go! Find out where these bloody things are coming from. I'll cover the rear!
Monsieur! You will need this. Be careful, my friends.
Always, Marquis.
Let's hope these work.
Hey there guys, welcome. Another vlog, and the Order 1886 is what I am chatting about today. I was really looking forward to this game, with it being a PlayStation exclusive and a lot of money thrown behind it, one assumes. And it's the first in a brand new IP, so I loved the story that they were sort of throwing at us. It was all sort of Victorian London, but with this sort of modern spin thrown on it, so that you've got all these fancy weapons and such like flying around, and the Lycans / werewolves and the rebels to fight against, and all sorts of myths and mythology sort of thrown in for good effect, of which we didn't know what it was all going to mean really until we played the game. However, we did get a good taste at a lot of the videos and things that were showing us about the werewolves and that sort of thing. So it all looked fantastic. It looked stunning whenever you saw the cutscenes, and even the gameplay footage all looked fantastic. But of course, with these things, they tend to show us what they want to show us before the game launches, so that you'll buy it. So in the main part, well, this game has divided reviewers. A lot of reviewers really liked it, and a lot of reviewers found it very average, for whatever their reasons were. Now, my opinion of this game is, I really liked it. I thought it was a great game. And I understand that it's the first in an IP, and I understand that the next game may well be longer, and it will certainly give the gameplay far more freedom to do more with weapons and so on and so forth. There are a few things that happened with this game, I think. I think they were under a timescale. They wanted to have a brand new IP, they wanted to have, within the first 2 years of the PlayStation 4, a great game to push out for the new gen. And I think with that, I also don't think they really knew what gameplay this game was going to have when they first built it. I think they kind of knew they wanted it to be third person, but I don't think they really knew what kind of mechanic they were going to go for. Was it a full-on Gears mechanic? Was it a full-on stealth mechanic? Was it, you know, I think in the making of this game, whenever they've showed stuff off before it came out, I think even then they were still deciding what elements of gameplay they were going to put in this game. So I think all of that brought together, I think people were unsure about the game they were going to get, and then when they finally launched it, I think a lot of people were kind of disappointed about what they did get in the end. I'm of the people that thought it was a fantastic game. Not a perfect game, but a fantastic game. It's absolutely stunning. The gameplay, when you get given a bit of freedom, is absolutely great. I mean, I loved it. The only part of the gameplay that I didn't find smooth enough was the stealth sections could have been far smoother and a bit more interactive. They literally were either creep up and hit a button or wait for them to come to you and hit a button. However, you could do stuff in stealth with the crossbow and so forth. So there were elements of stealth that were still fun. I just felt that bit could have been slightly smoother. And I think that the freedom in gunplay was sort of lacking, but I understand why, and I think it's because it's the first in an IP, and I think we'll get more freedom in the next game. So now that the engine and everything's built, I think we're going to get a far superior game than we've got now, but I think this is a great game anyway. So we're thrown into Victorian London, and the story concept is, I won't go into it too heavily, I don't want to spoil anything, but the story concept is that you are Knights of the Round Table, and the Knights of the Round Table never disbanded and never disappeared in the Age of Arthur. They kept going, and they've always been there protecting and helping the human race and fighting against whichever big bad happens to be coming along at the time. Now, there's two elements of supposed big bad in this game. One is the rebellion and the other is the werewolves, and they seem to cross over, and all sorts of things happen in the story that make that maybe not quite as clear cut as you might think it is. So that's the story concept. The beautiful part of this is that we are in a Victorian London which has modernised weaponry. We're not really told as to where all this weaponry came from. They seem to have a lab which shows off the Nikola Tesla, who was a real person in real life. He's almost like the Q of this game. He comes up with all these gadgets for your team and all these special guns and everything, and he's kind of this character that supports you through the game on and off. But it's a great concept, and so you've kind of got the weapons are modernised, but they don't feel like they're out of place. So they kind of tapped into the elements of that time. Like Tesla was in real life was quite into all the electricity type things. So there was a big electrical type gun and all this sort of stuff, and they look like they were built in that time. You know, they don't look out of place. So they've spent a lot of time making sure this game looked fantastic and making sure that the detail was in it. So when you're running around in this game, you feel like you're in Victorian London. You don't feel like you're in some version of it. You feel like you're in it, and you happen to have these extra items and weaponry and so on. The gunplay itself is really smooth, really fantastic. I loved it. At first I felt possibly the character was quite close to the camera, but after playing for about an hour I actually quite liked the fact he was a bit closer to the camera than maybe some other third persons are. It's all over the shoulder, and you get to aim as you would normally in a third person. With the sniper type weapons and the crossbow, you actually zoom through the scope, so it becomes first person at that point, but only when you aim. The stealth bits could have been smoother, and he automatically crouches and stuff like that, so you don't have to worry about all that sort of stuff. There is a lot of cutscenes in this game, so if cutscenes bug you, then it's probably not for you. However, I thought they were fine. There was a lot of interaction with some of them. The start of the game was probably a bit too button press, but throughout the rest of the game I didn't feel like it was overly done. I felt like we could have had a little bit more freedom at the very beginning of the game. I did feel like, well, why am I getting to do anything yet? But it's just the way the story starts. I mean, I don't score games often now, but if I had to give a score on it, I would easily give it an 8 to an 8.5. I thought it was a great game, and I'm dying to play it again, but I have another couple of games I want to finish first. So for the purpose of doing the vlog and everything, I was a bit careful about making sure I was running around in a beautiful way so I could get nice camera shots for you. So it'd be nice to play it without having to worry about all that sort of stuff. So the characters, the characters are great as well. Galahad, who's the main character. You've got Isabel, who's one of the sidekicks, and then you've got I've forgotten the names now. Two others. You've got sort of an old-timer knight who's with you, and you've got a new guy, a new French chappie who's a bit of the ladies' man. So, but they're all great characters. The acting is fantastic in this game, really, really good. I take my hat off to them. The score, the music score is fantastic as well. And you combine the look and the feel of the game and the work and effort that's gone into it with the acting and the music. The whole feel of the game was fantastic. I think, given the chance and the time, now the engine's built, I think they'll do, you know, even more amazing stuff with this game in the, well, or the Order 1887 one assumes, or the Order 8 followed by the Order 1888 or something like that. So I can only hope that with the mixed reaction that Sony do still go ahead and push this IP on, and I'm sure they will, because a lot of effort's gone into this, and it would be daft in my opinion to get rid of it. It's a great new IP, and it's got so much space and scope for story. And the way that it's left at the end, which I won't ruin, but the way that it is left at the end is wide open for a great sequel and another sequel after that. So we can only hope that we get more. So my opinion, don't listen to the negativity. Fantastic game. You'll get at least 8 to 9 hours out of it, thereabouts. And if you love playing story games more than once, then you'll be happy like I am, because I'll probably play that game about 4 times at some point or other. There's no multiplayer with it, there's no other reason to go back to it, there's no New Game Plus with it, so if those sort of things bug you, then obviously don't go out your way to pay the £40 for it, or the $60 or whatever it was in America. But if you're not bothered about that and you just love a great story with great gunplay and great action, absolutely go buy it, because I highly recommend it. That's it for the Order 1886, and I will be back with another vlog soon. You guys take it easy, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.
Maybe, but we should be able to enter the grounds unseen and unheard.
Gazebo seems to fit the parameters.
Good. Let's deploy the line.
Done. Alistair, I need you to stay here and spot my path. Once I'm clear, I'll give you the go-ahead to enter.
Very well. Do be careful. My sister wouldn't forgive me if I were to return alone.
What she doesn't know cannot hurt her.
What's that? There somewhere.
Logan, and through the gate.
Make sure we are able to proceed. I'm on my way.
Target's down! Guard down!
More guards!
There they are, on the balcony!
Finley! Incoming!
I'm taking suppressing fire! Reloading!
Stay down! We will cover you!
Company man down!
Far end of the lobby.
Hold on, coming in on the far end.
Coach gone!
Friendly fire! Company man down! Shotgun down! I don't have a shot! Guard neutralized! Clear!
Guards! In the courtyard!
Company man down! Shit.
Sniper! On the right! Get to your cover, guys!
There! Take cover! I'm under...
No! Take cover!
Two of them are coming from the basement! And one of them has a thermite rifle! Need more bloody ammo! Oh, there! Thermite! Look at thermite! That's the last of them.